All right, good afternoon, everyone. I
Good
hope and
afternoon,
trust that you
Miss.
had,
Yes.
all right, great. I hope and trust that you all had a good day. As you can see, I am still using my phone to do these sessions as my primary device is still acting up. But nonetheless, we will proceed as we have been doing for the last few sessions. Before we begin today, continuing with our look on the laws of indices, Jaden will be sharing with us his riddle. So Jaden, the floor is now yours, or the session is now, well, this part is now yours for you to go ahead.
Okay, Miss. So my riddle is: if you bought 10 hot dogs and you eat three, and then you bought another 10 hot dogs, and then you eat three, and then you bought another 10 hot dogs and you eat three, how much will you need to make the closest multiple of three? Did everybody hear that?
Yes. I did not catch the first part. Can you repeat, please?
Okay, I'll repeat again. If you buy 10 hot dogs and then you eat three, and you buy another 10 hot dogs and you eat three, then you buy another 10 hot dogs and you eat three, how much will you need to make the closest multiple of three?
Harmony's hand is raised, Jaden.
Harmony can go.
0.
How did you get it on the first try?
Wait,
That's
that's
the
the
answer.
answer?
That's the answer. You
Oh
wouldn't
my.
need you wouldn't need anything because the closest multiple of three is three. And if you took away the last part, which would be 21, you already got the three.
That's what I was doing just now, and I was wondering if I was wrong. But, like, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that one, Jaden. All right, so yesterday we ended our session with two lies and a truth as our closing activity in looking at the multiplication property with law of indices. So for today's session, we'll be focusing on the division aspect. So let us go ahead. We're going to start off by looking at 2 to the third power divided by 2 squared. Now, already we know what this means. If we go back to what we understand to be our definition for law of indices, or well, for an index, it will tell us how many times we will have our base in the multiplication. So if you do that in the expanded form, you will see that on your left. And then the other approach now is to, instead of finding out what 2 to the third or 2 squared is, you go ahead and leave it in the expanded form and then to simplify. And then you realize that you will have 1 unit of 2 left in the multiplication. So your answer is going to be 2, and that's going to be 2 to the 1. Now, what can you say you noticed with the division? What happened to the groups of 2's in the multiplication? Well, in the division, sorry.
Miss, they turn to ones.
Yes, but let us focus specifically on the 2's, like what exactly happened with the 2's. Do we have any, when we got them to be 1, how did we get the 1? Like what happened? Look at the clue that is there where it says each factor of 2 reduces as many as possible. When something is being reduced, what is happening?
It's getting lessened.
It's being simplified.
It's getting less and it's being simplified. Which operation can we match that with? We have 4 basic operations. Which one can you say that reducing something or lessening something can be equivalent to in terms of words, synonymous to?
Division.
Subtracting.
Subtracting. So what you can say here is that each factor of 2 is being taken from the multiplication. When you take out the first factor of 2, 2 into itself, that's 1, 2 into itself, that's another 1. Then you go again until you're either finished with all your 2's or you can do no more division. So what you have is a subtraction of your common factors. Next, please. And here we see another breakdown in the example. If we using algebra, we can say that we did the same thing with 2 to the third power divided by 2 to the second power using our algebraic terms. We have only 1 unit of x that is left. So what we can say is that out of the 3 units from x to the third power in the multiplication that we are dividing by x to the squared power, when we go ahead and do the expanded working out, we will only have 1 group of x left. And with that, we can establish that the law of indices for division says that we are to subtract the indices or subtract the exponents. Make sense?
So, Miss, when you subtract the exponents, you're supposed to, if the x is a number like 2, it's supposed to be 2 to the power of 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And also remember that you don't have to always write the 1. As a matter of fact, most times or all the times it's not written. It's written here just for example purposes.
Oh, Miss, because it would be the same number as the base.
Yes, it will be. Any questions from Tiana? Any question from Amanda? Any question from Harmony?
Miss, may I write this off?
Yes, you may.
No, Miss, I don't have any question.
Okay.
Miss, I don't have any questions.
No, Miss,
All
I
right.
don't have any question.
Okay, if you wish to take this down, you can go ahead and do so. So just as yesterday, when you looked at multiplication, once the bases are the same, you add the indices. For division, once the bases are the same, you go ahead and subtract. So you can just write down the primary rule that is highlighted in red at the bottom of the slide. So please let me know when you're finished with that part. Let me know when you're finished writing, please. Jaden, can we go now? Anyone else writing?
Wait, Miss, I'm at when an exponent.
Okay. Anyone else writing other than Jaden?
Miss, I'm finished now.
All right, thank you, Jaden. Is there anyone else writing? That's perhaps the third or fourth time I'm asking, so I figure that we can move on. Next, please. All right, so there we have 3 items, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of you here. So please go ahead. Each of you will have a chance to respond. Although there are 4 and there are 3 questions, I'll still take 4 responses. I want each person to participate. So go ahead, please. This can be done in like 2 minutes. Are we ready? Or do you need like a minute more?
Miss, a minute more.
Okay, no problem. Amanda, Harmony, Tiana, do you need more time?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Are we ready now?
Yes,
Yes, Miss.
Right, 2 responses. What did you say, Tiana?
Yes.
All right, so waiting on Amanda, I believe. Amanda, are you finished now?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so Jaden, since you said you were finished first, you can go ahead with the first one.
Okay, so the first one says x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 4. So in division, you would minus the exponent, so it would be 7 take away 4, which would be equal to 3. So it would be x to the power of 3.
All right, do we agree? Amanda, do you agree?
Miss, I
Yes,
agree.
Miss.
Yes.
All right, I'm getting 3 agreements, okay. Tiana, what about the second item?
Miss, for this one, we have x to the power of 12 divided by x to the power of 4. Miss, my answer would be 8 because you're subtracting both the exponents, miss, even though it's division.
All right. So the answer is going to be x to the 8th. That is correct. Yes, excellent. And we have 2 responses. So Harmony and Amanda, both of you just go ahead and share this response, please.
I got x over 4 because 4 cannot be divided by not.
Okay, but what did we say we put when you don't see a number? What do we say we put?
Miss, it's a 1. The exponent should be 1.
So remember, once you do not see an exponent, we will keep the exponent, or we assume that the exponent is 1. Okay?
Yes, miss.
So whenever you do not see an exponent beside a variable or a constant term, always assume that your exponent is going to be 1. So it's going to be x to the 4th power divided by x to the 1st. So what should our answer now be?
Miss, can I go ahead with my answer?
Yes, you may go ahead. Thank you very much.
Miss, I got x to the 3rd power for this one because you're going to be taking 1 from 4 and it leaves you with 3.
All right, thank you very much. So Amanda, please make a note of that and just remember it, okay?
Yes, miss.
All right, excellent. So moving on now to establishing what happens if we do a division and we have we have 0 factors. So first of all, as we see there, we have 2 approaches once again. Let's say we have 2 to the 2nd divided by 2 to the 2nd, that's 2 squared divided by 2 squared. We know automatically what 2 squared is, which is 4. So if we have 4 divided by 4, we should get 1, right?
Yes.
But what does that really mean? If you look on the right for the next approach, it does the same expansion like the previous one that we did. And when you do the reduction or the actual division or simplifying, you realize that we have 0 number of 2's left in the multiplication. All we have is 1. Now, what we can say or what we can keep in mind is that 1 multiplied by any number will give you back the original. So in the previous slide where we had, example, 2 to the 1st power or x to the 1st power, that indicated that we had 1 of the x or 1 of the 2 in our multiplication. However, when we have a 0 power, what that will tell us is that we do not have any of that base left in the multiplication or in the result from the division. And what this will mean is that we have an exponent of 0. Any number raised to the 0 power will give us 1. 1 is what we call your multiplicative identity, which means any number you multiply by 1, it gives you back that number. You can go to the next slide, please. You can have a look at this, and if you have any questions, please let me know.
Wait, Miss, can you go back to the last slide, please?
Okay, no problem. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, Miss.
Do you have a question or you just wanted to see it?
Miss, I wanted to write the last 2 parts that were there because I think that part was one very important.
Okay.
Yes, I'm finished.
All right. So let's go back to, yes. So have a look at this and tell me if, or share with us if you understand what this is saying. It is similar to what we just looked at, only now in the algebraic form. If there are any questions, please let me know.
Excuse me, Miss.
Yes, my dear.
So, Miss, instead of saying x to the power of 0, we'll just say 1, Miss, for the answer, Miss.
Yes, so x to the 0 power is equal to 1. So any number, any term, any base to the 0 power will always be 1, because it means you do not have that base.
Okay, Miss.
So if you get a question like this, you can just go ahead and write. So you see the line that says x to the second minus second, or x to the 2 minus 2 equals x to the 0. You can just go ahead and write 1, and that is also acceptable because x to the 0 is 1. Any questions on this one, or we can go ahead?
Miss, I have no questions.
Miss, you can go ahead for me.
All right, anyone else? Harmony and Amanda, we can move on.
Yes, Miss.
All right.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so the general rule here is that any non-zero term that has an exponent of 0 is always equal to 1. And to test that out, let's look at these questions here.
Wait, Miss, I
And
needed to write that.
no, that was it. That's the only line that you needed to write. Any power, any base to the 0 power. So any non-zero term that has an exponent of 0
Non-zero term.
that has an exponent of 0 equals to 1. Equals 1.
Zero equals
1.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter the base. Once there's a 0 exponent, then, so each of you, you don't need any time to do this one. So I'm just gonna call you randomly. Tiana, r to the 0 power is?
1, Miss.
All right, Amanda, q to the 0 power? Amanda?
Q to the 0 power is Q1.
No,
Yes, Miss.
you don't put the q, you just say 1, okay?
Yes, Miss.
Can you hear me, Amanda?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, so you don't write back the letter Q, you just say equals
Yes,
1.
Miss.
Oh, okay. All right, Harmony, b to the 0
Miss, one.
power. All right. And who? So the final person, go ahead, please. We have, is that a, we have 1
Miss
million.
Miss One.
All right. And I do believe we have some closing questions. What do you think we would do for something like this? So we have x to the second power divided by x to the third power. Have a go at that one, please, and then tell me what you think.
Miss, may I try? Miss, are you hearing me?
Right, I'm seeing two hands. I'm seeing two
Miss,
hands
are you,
raised.
Miss, are you hearing me?
Yes, I heard you.
Oh, Miss, I was saying that if I can try.
All right, so I'm seeing. All right, so next time, Jaden, just please remember that you use your raise hand. Okay. All right, so the hands I saw first would have been Harmony, Tiana, then Jaden. So Harmony can go ahead, then Tiana, then Jaden. Amanda, do you wish to give it a try?
No, Miss.
Why not?
It looks
Right.
hard.
Okay. Harmony, go ahead, please.
Miss, my answer for this one is X or 1 because you're going to wait. No, Miss, this is -1 because you can't take 3 from 2 because 2 is less than 3, so it would have been -1.
Miss, I agree, Miss. That was what I was going to say.
All right. So Harmony and Tiana are in agreement. What about you, Jaden?
Miss, I think if you use your knowledge of math and directed numbers, you could state that basically you cannot divide a number with what would you say, with the number over the right bigger than the other over the left, or else it would be a negative number.
Okay. So in all of what you have just said, what would our answer be for this one? Based on what you have just said.
Miss, can you repeat?
What's your final answer if you were to put 1 for this? What would be the exponent
Miss,
if you were to
I
actually
would
work
put
this out?
Miss, I would put x to the -1.
Yes, that is correct. And
Miss, I don't think people should be afraid to use negatives with exponents.
okay. So the answer is, can you, yes, you can go, you can go forward. So with this slide here, I have a question as you see there. Now, based on what we have done for division, do you think we can make a rule for this?
Yes, Miss.
All right, so please go ahead and write the rule down and then you share it with us. So I'm giving you 3 minutes to do the working out. and to see if you can come up with a rule. So 3 minutes, everyone.
Wait, Miss, I want to ask a question. In division, what is the number on the left called, and what is the number on the right called?
We have dividend and divisor.
Is the dividend over the left, Miss?
Yes, the dividend is what is being divided, and the divisor is what is doing the dividing.
Oh, okay.
All right. So remember, we're using x squared divided by x cubed, or x to the third. So do your working out and tell me if you can come up with the rule that we would use for this one. Any ideas as yet?
Not
Or I
really.
see, okay, I see your hand, Jaden. Okay, who just said not really? Was that Tiana?
Yes.
Okay, give it a try though, Tiana. Based on what we have done with division and expanding, let's say what x squared means or what x to the third mean, put in a division and then see what you think you can come up with. Okay?
Yes.
All right, so Jaden, when we have about 2 more minutes, and then we will go ahead and share our thoughts, okay?
Okay, Miss.
And if in the 2 minutes your other classmates are not finished, we will, and depending on how far they are, we can perhaps give another minute, and then we go ahead.
Okay, Miss.
Amanda, how far are you? Are you giving it a try?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Harmony, are you giving it a try?
Yes, Miss, I'm almost finished.
All right. Tiana, have you decided to give it a try?
Yes. Yes.
All right, my dearest. Thank you very much. So I'll give you an additional minute to see how far you can go, and then I'll hear your thoughts, and then we will have one final activity left. Okay, great. Seeing two hands now. That's good. All right, are we ready to go ahead? All right, so Jalen, I believe your hand was first.
Yes, miss.
Someone was saying something before we go ahead. Would you like to share before, or
Oh,
we
miss,
can
I just
continue?
said yes, miss.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, so Jalen, go ahead and share yours, your take on it.
So, miss, my rule is if the dividend is less than the divisor, you would subtract the divisor from the dividend and put the negative sign.
All right, okay, I like that one. Yes. All right, thank you. Harmony, how far did you get?
Miss, I finished my role.
Share it with us.
When dividing with exponents, you simply subtract the indices and get your answer. But when the exponents are equivalent to 1, just write the variable or number.
All right, okay. Amanda, let me hear from you, and then Tiana.
Miss, when the variable has no number, it's supposed to equal to 1.
All right, okay. T, Anna, let me hear from you.
Miss, when the dividend is smaller than the divisor, miss, when dividing exponents and the dividend is smaller than the divisor, we use a negative sign or
All right,
or answer.
all right. Thank you very much. All of you have shared correct responses, which is excellent. And it goes to show how well you're understanding. Now, what I'm going to share with you is a simple way in writing all of what you have just said. So what I'm going to do now, let me just quickly write it here. And as you can see in the bottom in brackets, to be counted in second form. So that means it's not a focus for us at the grade 7 level, but I'm just sharing it with you so that you have an idea. Now, when we did the expansion, so did I put, yes, the pencil is up now. So if I do X, oh no, that does not look like an X. Mr. Facey, do you have your pen nearby where you can actually do the writing for me? Because this is not working out right now.
Yes, I can be writing for you. Give me a second.
Thank you very much. All right, so what we're going to write is we're going to write x squared divided right at the top, right above. Can we make a rule from this? So at the top, write x squared divided by x to the third power. Above the line that says all right, so x squared divided by x to the third power. Then in the space below that, we are going to do the expansion. So x times x divided by x times x times x. And then we're going to write equal. So we're reducing all of what is there, and then we have 1 over x, just 1 over x. Now, on the left side, can you show that the x times x has been reduced to 1 as well, please? Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right. Now back to the top line, right? Where we have the division, I want you to put x, and then as an exponent, you're going to write 2 take away 3. And then exponent 2 take away 3. And then another equal sign, x to the negative 1. Now in the line below that has, so in the line after this, in the space, after what we just wrote there with the 1 over x, excuse me, below that, you're going to write x to the negative 1 is equal to 1 over x. And can you put that in a rectangular box for me, please? Just to highlight it. All right, thank you very much. Is everyone able to see what is being done there? What is being demonstrated?
Yes, miss.
All right. So based on all of your rules and your understanding that you have shared with us in the session, what we can say is that once we have a negative exponent, it means that the term that's doing the dividing is bigger, meaning you have more of that base. So once there is a negative exponent, it means that your base should be your denominator. And so your negative exponent indicates a division of your base. And then the number of negatives, so in this case, it's a negative 1, which will mean that we only have one of the variable in the denominator. If it was negative 2, then we would have 1 over x squared. If it was negative 3, 1 over x cubed. And notice that once it is in the fraction form, you no longer have negative sign. So the rule from this is that the negative form, when written in the fraction, it's positive. So once you see a negative exponent, it is to be written as the base in the denominator with the positive form of the exponent. And as I said, this is something that you will look further into at grade 8, as well as when you get to grade 9. Any questions?
No, miss.
Would you like to write this down?
Miss, I already wrote it down.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Miss, I also already wrote it.
All right, that's excellent.
Miss, I wrote it.
Yay! All right, so we have one final slide, which will have a few questions. So what I will do, we will do as much as we can until we get to 6:27. So that's 5 minutes. So there are 3 questions. So see how far you can go in 5 minutes. And these are simple. So just remember that whenever you do not see an exponent, your exponent is 1, because usually your zeros are written. Okay?
Yes, miss.
All right, so please go ahead. So according to my time, you have 3 more minutes until 6:27. How far are you?
Miss, I'm only doing the division part and
All right, no problem. Two more minutes. Is anyone attempting question 3?
No, Miss, not yet.
All right, no problem. I mean, question number 2 is also division. So whether or not you get to question 3, that's fine, but I just wanted to know. You have about a minute and a half left. Are we ready?
Miss, I'm attempting question number 3. And
All right.
I've been working, I work it out, and I don't really see a single power.
No, when they say single pole, they don't mean they don't mean a value of 1.
What does it mean, Miss?
It just means that you're just going to express as one answer. Instead of writing it as 2 separate terms right there as you're seeing, you're going to write it as one answer.
So I
Because
don't get it.
notice, okay, in each of these questions, you have minimum 2 terms undergoing multiplication or division, correct?
Yes, Miss.
And those 2 terms have their own exponents, right?
Yes, Miss.
So what they're asking you for is to simplify or to work it out so that you're only writing one base with an exponent. So whatever your answer is, it is just going to be a base, one base, and an exponent. That's what it means by a single power of, and not necessarily single to mean 1.
Oh,
Yes, so it's not to say, oh, your exponent must be 1, okay?
yes, Miss.
All right.
So you should
So
have that for all of them. A single one for all of them.
yeah. So m squared, let's look at the first one. So m squared times m to the 3rd power should be equal to what? M squared times m to the 3rd power should be equal to,
M5, M5, Miss. M to the power 5.
I'm not hearing from the other person. So Harmony, Amanda, and Tiana, are you still here?
Yes,
Yes, miss.
Miss.
Yes,
Yeah.
miss.
Okay. So when you get your answer, you're just going to write it as m to the fifth power, and that is it. Nothing else, nothing fancy. Just leave it as that. Now let's just jump to question number 2. N to the fifth divided by n to the second power. What's our answer?
N to the third.
Jaden, let me hear from somebody else, please.
Oh, sorry, miss.
No problem, my dear, no problem. I appreciate the enthusiasm and the very active participation, okay? So,
Yes. Miss.
Jaden being the only boy in the class for today, let me hear from the other ladies. So, Harmony, Amanda, Tiana.
Miss,
You
can I
can
answer
just, of course, Amanda, you can go ahead.
B for 2?
Yes, go ahead, my dear.
Miss, is it n to the power of 5?
Yes, ma'am. You are correct. Now let
Miss,
us look. Yes, go ahead.
can I do one?
Of course.
Okay, miss. For K, n to the power of 40.
You're doing question number 2, right? Letter K.
Yes, miss.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct. And Harmony, just pick one because I've heard from everyone else so far. So Harmony can pick one and go ahead.
Okay, miss. I'm doing question number 3.
Yes, go
So
ahead.
A5 divided by A2. Miss, the answer is A3.
Harmony, why didn't you pick another one? Because we just did n to the fifth and n to the second in question number 2. That was too easy. Pick another one.
Fine, miss. L at question number 1. It is.
No, 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 no. Another question from question number 3.
Oh,
Go ahead.
D, miss.
Yes.
So it is A6.
Yes. Thank you very much. So let me say thank you to all of you. You have actively participated, actively responded, even when you didn't want to respond. Thank you very much. I do hope that with the introduction to these 3 basic laws of indices, that you're able to carry out any multiplication and
Miss,
division. Yes, my dearest, go ahead.
miss, why couldn't it be another hour?
Say again.
Miss, why couldn't it be a 2-hour class?
You know have homework to go and do. Remember, okay. Please bear in mind that, as I always said in our classes, all your subjects are important. So
I
you need to
know,
spend
miss.
time.
I
So
know, miss,
yes,
but this is also helping us in our subjects as well, miss.
okay, fair enough, fair enough. However, we're doing it in moderation, okay? Because I am sure that if the topics get more difficult, you'll be like, oh, no, miss, take off back the 1 hour. Nope, we're not doing 2 hours today, miss. Nope. Sorry, miss, but I
Miss,
got
that's
to
not
go.
like me, miss.
You will say so now. Trust me, you will say so now. But nonetheless, though, yes, I think I heard Jaden, you're about to say something.
Oh, no, miss.
Oh, okay, okay. So as I was saying, all your subjects are important, and I do hope that with the knowledge that you have gained from multiplication, division, using the laws of indices, and having a zero exponent, you're able to carry out your calculations or your operations in algebra or even your regular computation. So I want to wish you a good afternoon or rest of the evening. Have a great day at school tomorrow. Do your homework as soon as you get them, or start them as soon as you get them. So take care, everyone.
Bye, Miss.
Bye,
Bye.
Miss.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, my
Bye,
dear.
Miss.
Bye. Bye, Murphy.
Bye.